Hi traders, I meant to post the information about the Traders Roundtable rescheduling. I mentioned it in the video, I didn't mention it actually in the email on the Skype room, so apologies if you turned up for that, but please come along 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Because I want to do a lot of Forex pivots, and yeah, I wanted to talk about my trade plan. That was it, my day trading plan. I suggested that the pound was going to get a bounce based on this RSI, and we got that. There's the Sunday open, and so we closed above the Sunday open. I think we're at least heading for this pivot here, this weekly pivot. Let me see, that must be, let's extend this and see. That's not going to tell me. Yes it is. Weekly R1. So open and closed above the Sunday open. This was the previous Sunday open here. So we have narrowly closed above that. I would look for 150-70 area to be bought and to at least retest this area here. If we can start closing above here, then I think we're going to 153.70, the monthly pivot. Okay, with the RSI like this, coming out of this, I think we can start to see some more moves. Pound yen had a good day. Look at the 60-minute chart. So we had a big move up on Friday. We've consolidated. The 140.40 was bought, and we've ended up on 141.15. So if we're going to get support on this, I would look, let me see, I would look for 140.70 to get bought, to see if we can come up to monthly pivot on this one, 142. Okay, back to the daily for a moment. So we've had 4 days of higher closing. Forget that little red bar yesterday, that was Sunday's open. So yeah, I think it's likely that 142 can get bought, and if we can start to close above there, then we can grind our way up. Let me just take this up a moment. It's a very badly drawn daily trend line, so let me just redo that. Okay, so we are just nudging the trend line there. Now, with this much selling, we could this could be the top of the channel, and we could just roll over and start breaking down here. So I will buy a pullback, but if it doesn't work, then I'll look to get short. Okay, let's move on down. It's had a great close. If we can get back to the open, Sunday's open at 14,076, I think we can get to 14,200. This is the credit crunch high. Pre-credit crunch high is just this line here. So we are, this pullback here is not uncommon in a good bull market. We're getting very narrow range bars here, so we shook a lot of weak hands out here and got the volume back, and now we are potentially looking for further moves to the upside. Euro, got a little hammer-like bar here. We break 130.30. I think we can come to at least 131 and possibly higher. This is the 4-hour chart you can see here. You can see a lot of resistance up here at 130.50. So be wary of that. If you are going to buy the pullback, just be very, very wary. But the pound, to me, the pound yen is the better one. That's the one I'm going to be looking at. 140.75 is the area I would like to see. Because if you look back at this, this was a key area before. We've come down here before, in the previous bull period on this, this line was key. So we dipped and ran, we dipped and ran, we had a deeper dip and a shallow dip, a bit like a cup and handle, and now we are potentially, if we can pull back this area here, we may be able to break up there for the handle. Okay, and there's the steam. Just got to have some steam. Right, so let's get that chart out of the way for now. Let's look at dollar pairs. US dollar Swissy is coming off. That's a reversal bar, high RSI, gap to the 8. That is shortable, but I'm going to buy the pound yen rather than short this. But that is looking short of the gap to the 8, high RSI, closed inside Friday's bar. So that US dollar Swissy is telling us that the pound US and the pound yen, to my way of thinking, my analysis, can come off. The US dollar yen is sideways, but I would expect to see that push up to 94.50, but I again prefer the pound yen. Pound Swissy I talked about the weekend, that has come up. Monthly pivot above it. This is a major level here, 140, 14180 is a major level, so pull back to that. It's got so much resistance up there, it's not worth it, so stand aside. Pound CAD had a good day. That's 154.90 was a major level. We're closed above that. That is buyable at that level, 154.90. Euro yen. So I'm flicking around. Should have done euro yen before. Don't like it anywhere near as much as the pound yen, so I will stick to the pound yen. CAD yen I talked about, that's done okay but not great. So the pound really is getting a bit of a bounce here. Obviously a lot of data for the pound in the morning, so you might want to stand aside and see. I find at the moment the US session is a lot healthier than the Euro session of the trade, so I will just be focusing on the US session tomorrow, I think. Aussie US got rate decision overnight. Whoa! Dropped right the way down to 101.14. It's left with a very big bottoming tail. I would stand clear. I would stand very clear. Pound Aussie dollar then. I think that's back in play. You know, this 147.78 was a key level. We closed above it. I think that could be getting ready for a nice W bottoming pattern here, getting ready to come march up. But again, I prefer the pound US and the pound yen. Aussie CAD holding oil. It's a hammer-like bar. We have come off the bottom of the fib zone here, but oil is very weak. This is a pretty sad, very bearish, just not a sad chart, it's a very bearish chart. You know, a lot of red, only a couple of minor blue bars in there. We have got extreme RSI. There is a gap to the 8 up here, so it is potentially tradable, but not a clean hammer, and I just think if we do come up here, I think we'll only sell again. I would look at that intraday, but I'm certainly not that interested. Let's look at the 4 hour a minute. This is the 4 hour. I've got a hammer in the 4 hour with low RSI. So if we break 90.20 and hold 90.20 tomorrow, then we could start to work our way up here. Fibs on the big picture. Yeah, that's a hammer under the fib zone. So I would look for 90-20 to hold and then take it up from there. Otherwise you're going to need a fairly large stop. I am still short Thomas Cook. I think this is a nice failure. 85.57, which is that blue line, is not closed above. I am looking for this to come down to 72. And M&S. I'm still short M&S. Oh, this is a 4-hour chart. I'll just look at Thomas Cook again. Little bit of a, so there's a gap down and a hammer-like bar on this major support, but I'm going to get my stop just above that 365 and see if we can't drop out the bottom of that. I think that is a pretty nasty chart and I don't think that will hold. I think we're going to come down to 320 possibly. Massive trend line down there. I think this is a good rollover pattern, a good M shape there. Don't often talk about M shapes, talk about W patterns a lot, don't often talk about M's. Donk, 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 donk. M for Mike. And this level, and possibly this level, may be where that is heading. Other charts. Premier Foods is struggling. Not doing it. Rolls Royce is okay. Excite, a bit of profit taking there. Okay, Vodafone had a good day, that's alright. Well, not a great day, it's sideways. And Verizon, another great close on that one. SanDisk, slightly higher. RIM, weak, not doing it. Qualcomm is good. Google is very good. That's a decent move in Google. Facebook is just about holding on, and Goldman's getting a bit of a head of steam up. Okay, let's leave that there and look forward to seeing you at 7 o'clock GMT on Tuesday.